Back. For those of you who have watched the videos before, we are going to change things up a little bit today. So, the account that we've been playing around with for the introductory chapters is has a larger city. It's in chapter 16. So I can go to the knowledge tree here and we could see where we're at. So here's the chapter 16 start. Embassies. We're a little ways into it. We've got 9 texts down, and we've got 3 that are filled up with knowledge points. And so, what we're going to do is what I'd like to do is prioritize the settlement. So the settlement is the guest race of each of the more advanced chapters, starting with chapter 6. So this one you can see we've got some chapters resources for the settlement, and then we have goods that we can produce with our factories, excuse me, or we could trade. The For this city, the arcane ink we produce, and we'll have to trade for the cosmic bismuth and for the moonstone. Okay. So you notice that I only have available 42. That's because the city's been inactive for a while and the goods will decay. Also, this city doesn't have a lot of ancient wonders to help it with certain things. So, Vestige of Eternity, that's for the Spire. You've got Blooming Trader Guild that helps out with the trader fee and the wholesale goods. It also boosts his settlement production, so it's handy to speed through the chapters if you are just starting out. The Blooming Trader Guild is a good um, ancient wonder to prioritize. The Tome of Secrets will give knowledge points. It's recommended not to build it. If you've already built it, that's okay and invested to it. Just keep going. But if you haven't done it or it's real low level, I would delete it if it's real low level, because if you think about it, it takes 24,000 knowledge points just to get ultimately like 7 a day. If you go down here to level 31, it's 7 a day here. So that's actually, it's more like 16,000 for 7 a day. You do the math, it'll take a while to pay off. Um, we've got the Golden Abyss here. This is really good for population. It's something that's really good to get a head start on. For those of you not familiar with Ancient Wonders, okay, there are phases typically that require knowledge points, but every 5 levels you will get a rune phase. So you have these runes and you insert them in the Ancient Wonder. You get a random chance of it inserting or repeating. If it repeats, you get a broken shard. So this is a mechanism to make up for the fact that you've got extras. And once you get 10 broken shards, you can forge a rune. So hopefully you get down to like one of these things, which we did it because we're going to forge a rune, and now we've got 2. The chances are we're going to have at least 1 more. So let's go through this a little bit faster. Well, we did it. We got all the runes. So we're going to upgrade. We can't upgrade it because we don't have spell fragments. So we're going to have to do the spire a bit more. So in a future video, we'll do the spire. We'll go through that, and also we need the royal restoration. So these are very limited. This is a very limited account in terms of ancient wonders, and we've got a lot of work to do to catch up with things. So the decay for the sentient goods it's pretty big. So we'll have to get the ancient wonders up to where the decay goes down, and that should be You guys remember it? Which wonder that is. It's let's see. Temple of the Toads. That's for troops. Sunset Towers is the it reduces decay for the seeds. Victory Springs is troops. Pyramid, no. Lighthouse, no. Time Warp. Now, Time Warp will give a production boost to sentient goods. It's also mandatory, just absolutely mandatory to have this for tournaments. And the Sibia is the one that has the decay reduction. And it also has a troop boost. So once you get the Time Warp and the Simia, you want to focus on these two and build them up as much as you can. So when we get this city revamped, we'll do that. Okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the video. I already started uh, modifying this city a little bit, building up the settlement a little bit more. Um, One of the first things I noticed with the city is that I just moved these residences. They were all over here, and you can see a road on the side. This doesn't do very much good because there's nothing on the other side to have a benefit for. So you're going to save a lot more space when you have your um, buildings on the edge and then the road um, in between the top two rows of your buildings. So I see a lot of early cities, people that are just starting to play, they'll put them on the side. Maybe it's convenient for how they're building their city, but it is definitely isn't good. So if you are in that boat and you're just starting out, no shame in that. Just make sure you change it, and we're going to go through that. The other big thing is that the main hall is in the middle. It's where it started when you first start the game. The very first thing you want to do as soon as you get this upper corner expanded out is to move this main hall all the way to the corner. It just it upgrades, and then eventually it won't upgrade any longer, so it's more stable for the city if you put it in the corner. Okay, so now we've got that. We're going to get our residences lined up. And as you can see, what we want to do is put the buildings on the side. And actually, we're going to delete these roads, I think. And we're going to use the latest roads. We'll run out of materials because this has got a lot of gold and uh, goods from the workshop, supplies. So we're going to, let's see, where is it? Let's move this out of the way so I can see it a lot better. Okay, there we go. So we click back on the road, and we're going to start building it. Looks okay as far as our supplies and our gold. And we're going to this edit mode here. If you haven't seen it, you click on the move object and then the building. This was a feature added a few years ago. It is very handy. The other thing you could do is exit out of that. You click on the sell button, click on the building, and then you could sell from this, and you can sell the roads very easily. This comes in very handy as well when you need to speed through some things, or there's buildings you need to sell and you can't really see everything properly. Okay, so now we're going back to the edit mode here, and we're going to move these buildings. This shouldn't take too long. Now, once we get buildings that are one more in length here, one more set of units in length, then we can modify the road, and we'll just put it one length downward. Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna take a chance here and delete all these. Make sure when the window comes up, let's say I clicked on this by accident, make sure you're not going so fast that you sell this by accident. Okay, especially for like an ancient wonder. That would be very sad if you did that. I haven't done that. Know people that have, and they could put in a ticket for it. But the rumor mill is that you don't, want to put a ticket in for it too often because the company InnoGames doesn't like that too much. Not sure if that's really the case, but that's the rumor. Okay, so exit out of that. We don't want to sell these buildings. We want to move them. Now notice that this account doesn't have the magic residences. So Elvenar is a free to. Well, actually, we've got one here. Let's see, which one is this? Um, this is residence level 35. We can't up. Oh, that's right. So when you start a chapter, the magic residences will automatically be upgraded to the highest level. So what we're going to do is we're going to plan ahead a little bit. And we're going to put the magic residences next to the main hall. And what I'd really like to do, gonna run out of space, is take like a space in between of all of these. So when they upgrade, we don't have to move them again. So let's see if we could build some roads here. See if I could figure it out this time. There it is. Okay, there's the road. And leave a couple spaces here. You don't have to do it all the way to the end because most of the buildings are going to be like this. They'll need just enough to be attached to the roads. And of course, these are buildings that have to be attached to the roads since they're residences. There's a lot of these. And as I was about to say, Elvenar is a free to play game. You don't have to buy the magic residences. If you do, it helps out a great deal. As you can see, the negative population up here, the city is really struggling to stay afloat because of the lack of magic residences. Now, these residences, they're probably earned about the time that the Spire had magic buildings. So that's why there are a couple of them. But it doesn't look like we've built magic factories or purchased diamonds or anything like that with this account. So we got it just right. We got spaces in between the residences. So this will be a lot better once these are upgraded. So fortunately we are out of space. So for right now we are going to there's some more residences. We're just going to leave the residences as is. So we've got this row set up in the back, and that's good for us. Now, what you want to do is you want to have things in rows and columns. So these for me are, sort of like they're in columns here, but they're rows of columns basically. And what we also want to do is put in, what I like to do is put the workshops nearby the main hall, or sometimes the military buildings, because I mean they're so big, and when you modify them, it just gets all crazy. So, unfortunately, I think we're gonna run out of space for the residences. So we'll go back to keeping them all tight. If we get a diamond sale, like a not 100%, but a 200%, 100% diamond sale would be okay. You can see there's a promotion here to get for currency for the current event, but unless you really want the extra buildings for the event, I wouldn't mess with that. So we're just going to uh, keep this going. If we get 200% diamond bonus, so we get triple the amount, then we'll go ahead and do that. And you gotta um, decide for yourself whether or not it's worth it. I play Elvenar quite a bit, so to me, it is worth it to get the diamonds when they're on sale. I think if you buy diamonds when they're not on sale, the diamond sales either don't come up at all or they come up infrequently because the algorithms figure out that you're willing to buy diamonds without the sale, so they don't really offer it to you since you're already gonna buy it without the sale. So why offer it? Okay, so now we've got 2 rows of residences. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. This You wouldn't have this many residences if you had magic residences. The magic residences, they're just so much more powerful. And not only that, but we have extra row here of residences. So this is huge. This is really crippling the city, but it's what we have to work with unless we want to spend diamonds. And I really don't want to spend them unless there's a sale on diamonds. Okay, so this is one of our military buildings. We'll put it here. So this is uh, horizontal. I'll call these over here vertical. These buildings. So we take the horizontal and we want to put them in a row, basically. So where are our military buildings? There's one. Um, and there's a couple more hiding from me. Let's see. See if we could spot it fairly easily. These are our settlement buildings. I'd say let's go ahead and get our rows here set up. Okay. This is more like a column, if you will, as far as the road goes. Okay. And so we'll start to build this. What I also like to do is put the workshops along here if they are, here they're square. Let's see, which ones are these? I can't even click on them right now. I think these are the more advanced. So let's see. I think these are 35. These are 33s. So they'll be upgraded still. So if the workshop is vertical, then we want to put them like where the residences are. So I know this is kind of long. It's a little bit tedious, but it's for me, it's fun. Not everybody likes it, having to modify the city, but it's just part of a city builder game. Okay, so 5 by 5, and that'll be 35. So we don't have population yet. It goes to show you how much the magic residences really help. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this vertically here as far as the road perspective goes. Go to our highest level road and we'll start building this up. And we need to move buildings out of the way so we can do this. Also, let's go ahead and connect this road here. Let's move a building over here, one of our residences, and then we need 2 squares of roads. So we'll do it like this, and we are out of, and we can't connect the. Oh wow. So let's do get the supplies this way. We'll do got a fellowship here. It's a low rank fellowship, but it gets 10 chests of the tournament, so you get a bonus building plan. That's what you want. You want to be in a fellowship that does 10 tournament chests at least. That's really the standard. And this particular fellowship consistently gets 10, so that's fine. Um, don't need to be in a competitive fellowship for this. I'm in a competitive fellowship on my main account, and it's the top fellowship on Signia. So um, that's enough for me. I don't have to be top, you know, fellowship and everything on all these accounts. Okay. So the trader. Let's see if we could find the trader over here. This is gonna be rough. And I don't have a lot of teleports. So I can't teleport out these residences. And so we're going to really have to do a lot of uh, modifications here to even figure out where the buildings are. You can see this only has 2 armories, so we're going to want to definitely get more armories. Let's see if we've got. See, yeah, we haven't bought diamonds more than likely. This is a pretty low amount of diamonds for expansions, and we could get a lot more expansions if we bought diamonds on sale. So if you buy diamonds right now, the $200 one, it'll give you 30,000, but with the 200% bonus, you'll get 90,000 diamonds, and that's quite a bit. You'll be able to buy all these magic residences and whatnot. It'll just be it'll be what you need. Okay, so we've kind of like messed things up a little bit. Excuse me, I messed things up a little bit by um, deleting some of these roads because now I can't um, find the trader building. Okay, so some of these just need to go. This is a culture building that gives mana. Mana is one of the discovered resources. It's um, a resource that decays, and you want to build an ancient wonder that reduces the decay. Let's see. We can connect these right here. This will help out tremendously. There we go. Now we can see what's going on. The red are military buildings. Here's another one. And we'll be able to... and well, you can see right here, this is very inefficient. So you've got all these buildings here. This row of buildings, they have roads on both sides. You don't need that. So what we want to do is we want to move the road down. We want to move this building up to touch the previous building, and then we want to move the roads down. So this city has got a lot of work. Okay. Let's see if we can find the trader. This is okay, these are manufactories, and we'll probably end up teleporting some of these out. So the dust factories for this are the you can see the highlights here. The dust factories are the mushrooms. So we've got 3 mushrooms. We don't need 3. So what we're gonna do is cancel production. I like to do that, and then we use the teleport. Unfortunately, we only have 4 of them, so we're gonna have to use this sparingly. Then let's see, we've got our elixir. There's 3 of these, and there's a couple of these chapters in here that require a lot of their precious goods that are standard goods. So we will keep those for now. Let's see, we've got... This is just insane. there is so much that needs to be done with this city, and I haven't seen that. There's the trader. There it is. Not traitor, trader station. So we've got millions of goods. We're going to. Oh, sorry, we don't need that. We need. What am I looking at? Oh, I need to use an instant, see what we got. So we'll use the 100% supply windfall since we have so little. And that way we can get our roads set up. I want to go ahead and just knock it out, get the highest level road because there's just so many different roads for different chapters. Get it all uniform, and that'll be good so we know what's going on. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 is a little much. We'll keep it. Now for Crystal, we are going to teleport one of these out. It's just too much. Okay. And now we're positive. We're way positive now. Now we have positive 6,000 population. So part of this is it just got too aggressive on the cities, on the manufactories. Okay, the aqueduct, this is pretty good at 7,100. But culture, but let's see. We're we're down on so much space. We even have more residences over here. This is completely weird. Um, let's get this over here. So we're gonna move this workshop back. We're gonna move the workshop back. Actually, let's see what chapter this is in. This is the Mystical Lake. It's really good for mana. It is chapter 11. No, we don't need this. This one's chapter 11. This one's chapter 13. So we'll at least delete the chapter 11 more than likely. Let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, this is going to free up some space, and it's going to help us out quite a bit as we move through the city. Lava Egg is pretty good. What chapter is this? Is chapter 15. So we could keep that for now. Now we have room. We could put our military building in. So we'll do that over here. And now we have some room that we need to make for the workshops. And we don't need as much road, so we can finagle the roads a little bit. And look at this again here. You've got road on the side of the thing. That's just ridiculous. So we're going to get our road set up and create a little more space all the way on the side again. Just nuts. We don't want that. We do not want that. All right, let's move these culture buildings around. See if we got some space here. This, we'll just settle to keep them for now, but we may end up deleting them at some point. So we're just trying to clear this area out. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the Mystical Lake because I already saw we didn't have the Royal Restorations to upgrade stuff. So we're gonna delete those. And let's see what these are. These are also mana, float of bubbles. No, this is not their current chapter, but it isn't efficient in producing mana. We're gonna keep an eye on our culture. 106,000, it's still good. So we're doing okay. Now the oops, I almost sold that by mistake. So I go back. Now we're in edit mode, and now we can put these in a row at this point. These are good to go in terms of the length and width, because when we upgrade them, they'll be the same. All right, let's go to the edit mode here, where we sell, and then the edit sell mode. Being careful not to delete the workshops here. And let's go ahead and see about connecting. Make sure we've got connections here. See, we've got this. We can switch this out. So we've got, this is the latest road. So that's good. And again, road on the edge. I mean, if we're connecting far sides of the city like this and we're missing a couple of city expansions, that's okay. We could do that. The green here are the settlement. This is the guest race buildings. So each chapter past, if you haven't gotten to chapter 6 yet, so we'll go look at chapter 6. These are the dwarves. These give you the first chapter buildings. And like it starts with a portal, and then you have different additional buildings that will come up with that. So you start with a portal for the guest race, and then you move into additional buildings. So again, here's the chapter 7, the fairies chapter, and it keeps on going, and we are in chapter 16. Where's 16? There's elementals. Now I lost it. There it is. We are in 16. It'll go by pretty quick. Once you get your city going and you build up the blooming trader station, which is affectionately called the B, ancient wonder. So let's sell some more road. This is a lot of work, but it's all worth it. Sometimes if I'm not doing anything, I'll just log into my city and I'll adjust things to make it more efficient. Sometimes I'll see things I didn't see before. And it's just, for me, it's just part of the fun. I like, building the city and modifying it and making things efficient. It's like kind of like a puzzle. I used to, play with puzzles when I was a kid and stuff. Some people still do. That's fine. It's not for me anymore. It's more something I did with my grandparents, But it was definitely fun at the time, and kudos to people that have the patience to put puzzles together still. All right, let's see what these are. These are not that efficient. Yeah, these are earlier chapters. For culture buildings, we're just going to delete these. Got to watch our culture, though. It's getting pretty low. So those actually gave us a lot more culture than what I thought they did. Now, these are a little troublesome. So we've got... Actually, I probably should have deleted those, because that's why they were there, is they had that extra space. So there's no undo on the delete button. This is our event quests. And this is our season. So it's always good to do the season daily, at least. And the weekly we can go through the. I need to do 3 coin instants. Gives me extra coins for the quest, so we'll just do 3. We need more coins anyway for the roads. So that completes this. So that's good. And then there's the reward track. I always choose troops over goods. Just always needing troops for the tournament and for the spire. Let's see. We've got I guess we could put this workshop here and put some road down to connect it. So we have a place to put that until we can get it modified to a 5x5. Let's see. Let me check this again. Oh, yeah, that's a 4. So we'll do the 5x5. And we'll put the row of 2, or the what's going to be 2s. We'll put them here. But they'll go on the other side once we get it to be the 5x5. Well, it doesn't really matter. It's so long of a row, or so long of a building here, that the road's going to cover it. But, well, let's see. What we want to do, we may end up deleting these as well, but we'll put them in here for now. Let's delete these roads. It's just in the way. See what this is. This is a 22,000 culture. We definitely need that for right now. We definitely want to keep a hold of this. We'll just stick these here. Now, those are culture that they don't need to be attached to roads. We're just going to leave it as B for now. Okay, sell. The sell edit mode. And we're just going to move these to the end here. And again, here's an inefficient road. We need to put the buildings next to buildings and the row every other row of 2 buildings. So this is not a good allocation of space. So we're getting things more efficient. We can see the number one thing is you want your main hall in the corner. You want your military buildings either up in the corner or you want them in the bottom corner. Let's see, we've got this other military building we can put, but we need to modify these roads here and get it set the other way. So we've got a little bit of work to do. This is interesting. Let's lay down, well, let's see. Let's delete some of that. We'll just delete this. It'll be easier than moving the road, because we need a higher level road anyway, so we'll be good. And let's go ahead and lay some of it out so we can see how it works out for us. Move these here. So we want to move the building next to the other buildings, and then we'll have a road attached. This way. And again, this just makes it very efficient when you do it like this. So we'll build our road. Let's see, where are we at? Right here. So we're getting there. Let's go ahead and the sell boat again. Looks like we're going to need gold. So we have to use some more gold instants. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. So we're going to put our buildings next to the buildings. Roads every other row of 2 buildings, or column in this case. And let's see, where are we at? We need gold instants. That's right. Because we're very low on gold. So let's see what we got here. We got 100%. We got a couple of 15s. Let's use some 15%ers. And we will, let's see, where the road at? Okay. I'm going to take this as far down as we can. Looks like right here. And the other thing, it would be nice if I could get this in the corner up here, but not going to be able to easily do that. So we're going to skip that. Could actually put it here. In fact, I think that's what we're going to do. So, not completely efficient like I want it to be, but here we'll just... So there's a little bit of space on the edge, but we've got a lot of little culture buildings that can go in there. We've got another 2x1. Let's see. There's another one here somewhere. A set building. Oh, that's the moon. Yeah, we want to keep that. Moonstone Library pieces. Well, let's see. There's one. And that'll work for now. Let's check these, make sure they're not upgradable. Not yet on that one. I put frogs as much as possible because they're just the powerhouse of my for tournaments and the Spire. This one looks like it can be upgraded, and it's going to be a 5x5, so it's actually the right spot. And let's see, what is the deal with this? We need more supplies of gold, and then we need some silly soap. So 50k of silly soap. Let's go to our trader, see what you can find here. Silly soap for mushrooms. And we only have 5,000 mushrooms. So that's not good. If we demand the bismuth, that doesn't work. So, and then the wholesaler is not going to help us out either, because it uses our good that we produce. So this is going to be a little wonky right here, but that's okay, because this will just modify. We're just moving the space up one, so that's not too bad. Okay, so we've got some space that's opened up here. You can see how much space we're starting to save by putting our rows like really where they should be. See what buildings we could put here. Okay, we don't want these here because it's not efficient use of space. So this looks like we want to keep all our buildings together as much as possible for the different manufactories. So let's get rid of this road. We are really modifying this city quite a bit. And if you're in that boat where you're transitioning from being a new city to someone that's, a little more serious about the game, you like to spend time on it, and you start watching these videos, you're like, oh yeah, I can do this more efficient. If you're in that boat, then yeah, this video is definitely for you. And you can see we're already inefficient again because we've got another row where it doesn't need to be. Another road right next to. I mean, this is just ridiculous. So, okay. Now, and we're almost to where. So we have two spaces over here, and that's okay. It's not the end of the world. And we could place military buildings there too. They're the expiring buildings for tournament. Although I won't be playing the tournament that much because my main city takes, it takes some time. So I play on that. Um, there's one space here. That's okay. So this is looking much nicer. You've got the main hall in the corner. You've got the military buildings next to it. You got the workshops in the corner down here. Residences are all in nice rows. They were in nice rows before, but now the roads are more efficient. We've got a more efficient use of space. And I think that'll give us an idea for now. So I know this video was kind of long, but we'll go ahead and end this here, and then we'll take a look at this city again and get a fresh start in a little bit. So thanks for watching the video. Thank you for sticking around to the end. I'm going to look at some other cities with other chapters. Thank you.